So I just got a call from my wife. I was at the office doing a little bit of work on Saturday, and she was doing some gardening, and she was trying to do some mulch in this flower bed in our backyard, and came across, I don't know if you can see it, I'll show some B-roll here, but there is looks to be like a juvenile copperhead that was in the flower bed with her. So this is the second one that we've actually seen in the backyard. We live in a fairly suburban area, so you know, but we do border on a retention pond back here. But so this is the second one that we've seen this year. I relocated the first one, and now I'm gonna relocate this one to somewhere where it's a little bit safer for both the people and the snakes. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the snake out here in the open so that I can safely work with it and get it into the bucket. So we're going to go in with our hook. He's riding that hook well. We're actually going to, here, I'll set him here so that you can get some good video. He's being very good. Usually copperheads do not ride a hook like that. So, alright. May have just jinxed myself. Alright, here we go. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, and that was about as easy as it gets with a copperhead in a bucket. So we're just gonna slide on the lid, get it secured down, and get him somewhere safe. Alright, that was easy enough. So literally as we were taking the bucket with the copperhead out to the truck to relocate, we actually came across a red-bellied water snake, and unfortunately we couldn't get it out. I mean, they're not dangerous, they're not venomous. It was more for the safety of the animal, but it actually came around this corner and went actually up the drain pipe. So we were able to see all the way to the bend in the drain pipe, but it's further down past that, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get it, but we'll definitely keep an eye out for it. Were you able to get any pictures of it? We do have some pictures of it that we'll be able to post in here, so I'll put in some pictures of it. But yeah, I guess the snakes are out today, so that's pretty cool, herping in the front and backyard of the house. It's time for a coffee break. So one of the things that I've been trying to do more lately is to sit down and actually enjoy a cup of coffee every day. Working in coffee, it's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, pun intended there, and miss out on some of the reasons why I got into coffee in the first place. This week's featured coffee is the NPR blend from Morelia Python Radio, specifically the Carpets and Coffee podcast, which we are proud to be a sponsor of. It's a 50-50 blend of Papua New Guinea and Sumatran. Sumatra and Papua New Guinea come from very similar regions, therefore they behave quite similarly in roasted conditions, and so both of these beans also hold up to heat really well. So that was one of the requests from the NPR guys when we first had this conversation about the partnership, was to do a dark roast first, and so we picked the Papua New Guinea and the Sumatra beans particularly for their ability to roast dark. So this coffee has a lot of notes that you would expect from a dark roast coffee. So you're going to get a lot of earthiness, a lot of smoky tones, and a lot of like a tobacco kind of undertone, while it has that heavy roast degree and some of those roasted qualities to it as well. Overall, I think it's a really nice interpretation of a dark roast. It's a bit rounder than a lot of your like quickly roasted commodity grade dark roasts where there's a lot of bitter and roast degree and not a lot of nuance in the cup. This coffee does exhibit some of those nuances, some of those flavor profiles from the original beans, which often get left behind as the roast goes dark. So if you haven't already, pick up a bag of NPR blend at coldbloodedcaffeine.com, and hope you enjoy your next cup of coffee. And here we are at the release point for the Copperhead that we caught earlier today. So we're going to let him go. I'll give you an idea of the habitat here that we've chosen. This is our private property, so there's no risk to other people coming into the area. It's quite a bit of a ways in from any public access point, so that's a private road behind us. So we're about a quarter mile down this private road just to make sure that this snake hopefully never encounters another human in its life. So I will go ahead, show you a little bit about the habitat. This is on a little bit of a creek area. So this creek runs underneath this road and off to the other side, so there's plenty of habitat on either side of this creek. I've already seen quite a few like skinks and lizards and things like that the snake will have an opportunity to prey upon. So we'll go ahead and we will get him unbucketed and on his way. Okay, and here's our friend. Alright, so here we go, nice and safe, and go ahead. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to easily tip this bucket on its side, just like that. Slide that out the bucket. Oop. Not quite. There he goes. Alright. Yep. So there he is out of the bucket. Get this out the way. See to it that he gets on his, oh come on, go on, go on. And I mean, really this is what we want to see from these animals, right? So, I mean, this animal is trying to blend in to its habitat. It wants to be left alone. And we want to make sure that it's in a place where it can remain safe and live its life without harming people or without people harming it, most likely. So, we'll just take a few more minutes here, get a couple more shots of it, and then be on our way.